Good morning, everybody. Another cold day in the hood. This morning, I am sitting around checking some quarters. I don't collect them, I save quarters. And it's just the easy way to save money. Every time I get a handful of change, I take all the quarters out and I throw them in one jar and I throw the other change in another jar. So one thing I do periodically is go through my quarters, look at all the state quarters, and see if there are any blemishes or errors or anything like that. Because there are some that are worth a lot of money if they have errors. Now, I don't know all of them by heart. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for every time. So what I do is I get a white sheet of paper here, and I put a pile of quarters over here that I want to go through. Every state quarter that I find, I put right here on the paper. And every one that's not a state quarter, I put in the other pile. Wow, this one's dark. Like, you gotta wonder, what do people do with their quarters sometimes? Look at how dark that is. But I separate all these, and then what I'll do is I'll go through Google and eBay. Mostly eBay, because it's just easier that way. That's where everybody sells them when they have these things to sell. And I will search for that particular state and the date, and I'll use words like error and blemish and things like that, and just see what comes up, because you never know. I know there's one, I cannot think right offhand which one it is, but it's the one that has like the cow and the corn stalks on it or something. And there's like extra leaves on the corn stalks. Corn stalks, is that right? But you just never know. I mean, there could just even be things like a double die, which means that it stamped it twice, and so it's like off-center. And those are even worth money. So, you know me, I'm always looking for the money in hidden places. So there we go. We got, what is that, 21 quarters here. All different, well, I don't know if they're all different states. There might be a couple of doubles in there, but even if there are, I need to check them all, so. So when you're doing this, it helps to have glasses, not just to look studious, and one of these bad boys so that you can see the details of the quarters. You gotta get the light just right, but be able to see like all the little details on there, because you want to make sure that you can see if there are any blemishes or anything. So let's just start searching for some of these, see what comes up. It would be sweet to find a quarter that's worth like $100. Okay, so we're going to start with a Montana. So we're looking at the completed listings to see what has actually sold. Here's one that went for 99 cents. It's a mint, uncirculated quarter. So somebody paid $1 for a quarter that they could have basically got anywhere. I'm just going to roll through some of these first and see if there are any that pop out. Let's change our search here, and we're going to search by price plus shipping, highest first. Okay, that will show us things. Here's one that sold for $155. That might not just be a single. Montana silver-proof quarter roll. 40 gem coins. I don't really understand what that means, but somebody thought it was worth $155. And like I said, I'm just kind of scrolling through these to see if anything pops out before I even put in any words like defect or anything like that. Here, somebody paid $37 for 3 rolls. Utah, Montana, and Idaho. Sometimes people will buy rolls like that for more than the face value, just to search them themselves. Okay, nothing is really jumping out at me. I mean, I see these ones that are graded $35, but that's not really what I'm looking for. This is kind of cool right here, a waffled quarter. Let's look at that just for the heck of it. Now, God only knows why. Oh, it says waffled by the U.S. Mint. So this is actually how it was minted. I'm kind of surprised that didn't sell. $34 and it didn't sell. You would think somebody would buy that. Here's some little errors. People get really, really picky with this stuff too. They're saying this is an error on the 0. That's being really, really picky. Anyway, I'm not going to make you sit through me searching for all these quarters. I just kind of wanted to show you the process that I go through sometimes. You know, it takes time. You know, it's definitely an investment of time when you're researching things. And I don't do things like this all the time. I probably should do it more often. You never know how much change passes through your hands that is actually worth a lot more than what you actually have. Because people are finding it every single day. So if you just took the time to look for it yourself, you know, you might be making a ton of money. I'm going to search for some more of these, and I will let you guys know if I find any. Okay, so I've gone through all these quarters and researched them all. It really didn't take too much time. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that, and thank God it didn't, because I hate to waste time. I didn't find anything that was worth anything, but what I did think was interesting was that on the 2005 Kansas quarter, there is an error where on the front it says, "In God We Rust." The T is almost completely not there. So I thought that was cool. Not cool that it doesn't say "In God We Trust," but I mean, it was cool to discover a new error, you know, that I can look out for. So, you know, I'll keep an eye out for that one in the future. But for the rest of them, there were only things like people picking around, you know, like, what was it? Alaska. There's a bear on there, and some people were saying he has 8 claws, you know, and 6 claws and stuff like that. And you look at him, and it's just, it was sort of like a double die where it was maybe struck real fast and hit it twice. So instead of having 4, it cut the other ones in half and made it look like 8. But that's being pretty picky, and I mean, people were only getting, you know, $1, $2, $3 for those. So, I mean, yes, $3 for a quarter is great, but I don't know, that's just not the kind of thing I was looking for. You know, you want to find the ones that have an actual error that make them worth a lot of money. So, I don't know, it was worth it to look them up. I'll stick the rest of these in my my little quarter savings jar there, and keep on moving. Alright guys, change of plans. I was going to make, what's it called, an omelet, but I sat down at my desk for some reason. I got sidetracked, and I started watching videos. Oh, I know what it was. I have a pack of hamburger that needs to be used, so I was searching YouTube for ideas of what I could make, you know, something different than just hamburgers or something. And I came across a video for stuffed peppers. We're going to make stuffed peppers, but we got to go to Walmart first. Alright guys, it is still in the single digits out there. It is cold. I'm going to get busy here, and what are we making? Oh yeah, stuffed peppers. Alright guys, let's see. We got Bob Evans sausage. I really wanted Jimmy Dean. That's the only reason I went all the way out to Walmart. I could have just gone to Mark's and got Bob Evans, but they were out. And I got Great Value diced tomatoes with green chilies, exact same thing as Rotel, only this was only 48 cents. The whole can has like 6 carbs. And then we got a pack of 3 peppers. These peppers were $3 for all 3. Now they're a little bit smaller than the individual ones, Individual peppers were $1.50 a piece. I couldn't see spending that on peppers. They were bigger, but it's only me eating. So we got a pack of cream cheese here. And that's it. That's all we need. Those 4 ingredients. So just for the heck of it, let's see what this would cost. This is like $3 here. This is 90 cents. This is 50 cents. So we're up to $4.40. And then this was $3. So $7.50 out the door for a good dinner. And this could easily feed 2 people, if not 3. Alright, so we're going to start out putting the stove on 350. Get some parchment paper here for our pan. Now the channel that I got this recipe from is called Catherine Michelle. Hop over there, tell her I sent you. I'm going to tell her that I tried these things and thank her for the awesome recipe, because I can't imagine these are not going to be delicious. I'll link her channel below. But I am so excited to try these things. We got to cut these in half and gut them basically. Then lay them out on the pan here. Stick them in the oven for 25 minutes so they can get nice and soft. Because she said in her video that she doesn't like them crunchy. And I immediately knew this was going to be the recipe that I used. Because I also do not like them crunchy. I want them to be nice and soft. And that's the way that she did it, was 25 minutes at 350, so that's what we're going to do. Okay guys, while those are in the oven there, we're going to get started on our mixture that's going to fill these. The sausage, cream cheese, and diced tomatoes. This is going to be good. Alright, we're not supposed to drain the tomatoes, and our cream cheese has been sitting out for a little while, so it's pretty soft, so that's good to go. All we got to do is get this sausage browned, crumbled good, and then when our peppers come out, mix all this stuff in. When the peppers come out, we stuff them, and I think we stick them back in the oven for a few minutes. I'm going to have to go check out the video for a minute. She may have even put cheese on top before putting them in the oven, but I don't think so. I don't think she did that.
Golly, it is so good. All right, back in the oven. These go for about 5 minutes and they'll be ready to eat.
Okay, so back in the oven for 5 minutes after we stuff them, and they'll be ready to eat. Okay, in with the cream cheese. If you guys have never done this before, it's kind of a job to get the sausage all mixed up with that cream cheese, because the cream cheese melts really, really slow, and you just have to kind of keep folding it over on top of the sausage that doesn't have any cream cheese on it, and then you just kind of cut it in. This is what it looks like when it's all mixed up together. And now we got to add our whatever you call these things, tomatoes, without draining them, she said. We're going to get that mixed in. I bet this is going to be so good. I am getting super excited. That's how our filling looks. Smells so good. We've got 8.5 minutes yet before our peppers are done, so let's just turn this off, I think. I'll turn it back on and mix it up if I need to right before we stuff them. But I think we're good to go. I'm going to go check out some things on eBay for a minute, and then I'll be back to pull those peppers out. We're going to stuff them back in the oven, and then stuff them in our mouth. They should be pretty soft. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That's a big one. That's going to get a lot. This is the moment of truth. Look at these things. Look at that. That looks so good. And now it's time to find out. Look at that. How delicious is that? It smells so good. Guys, I am not even lying. I know that every time I make something, I tell you it's absolutely delicious. Because it is. Look at that. Look at how it's steaming. Guys, you got to make these right now. Catherine Michelle, thank you so much for this recipe. Oh my God. Guys, I honestly just cannot even tell you how absolutely delicious this is. One more bite here just for you guys. Alright guys, I'm gonna go finish a pepper here. 2 peppers at least. I highly recommend these things. Hop on over to her channel. I'll have it linked below. Tell her Nate sent you. Absolutely delicious. Wherever you guys are waking up, whatever time it is, make the best of your day. Do something for somebody else. Pay it forward, and let's make this world a better place. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.